Hey guys, before we get started, I would like to say that when I do these reviews, I will not be reviewing all three segments in one video. Like for example, I will be saying for each episode I'll be saying like episode 1, episode 1A, episode 1B, episode 1C, meaning I'm doing each segment at a time because there's 117 segments in total, and I feel like if I did that, there'll be more variety when I review this show. So I just wanted to let you know that. But without further ado, let's get on to reviewing this first episode. Hello everybody, and welcome to the very first episode of Maggie and Ferocious Mondays, where we review every single episode of Maggie and the Ferocious Beast, and later on, the shorts. Today, we will be reviewing the very first episode of the show, episode 1A, My One and Only Box. Now, mind you, I'm going to be reviewing these episodes the way Treehouse Direct puts them, because when I looked up on Wikipedia, apparently it's saying Pack Up Your Troubles was the very first episode, but I swear that the very first episode was My One and Only Box, so that's what we're going to be doing today. So, in this episode, Maggie, Hamilton, and the Beast are having great fun in the snow, making snow sculptures and snow angels and throwing snowballs. Hamilton's box makes a very good sled until it hits a rock and it's torn. Hamilton is filled with remorse and sings a sad little song about his beloved box. Maggie eventually saves the day, fixing the tear with one of the Beast's spots. Now, as the very first episode, at least according to Treehouse Direct, I feel like this is actually the very first episode because it's just so good. My personal favorite episodes of the show are like when one of the characters in the trio, they like deal with their insecurities and stuff. We're gonna have a lot of those episodes when we get to like towards the end of the first season and in season 2. But other than that, the first episode is just absolutely amazing. Just the whole scenery of the snow and stuff, and the gang's snow outfits, and Beast being called a ferocious snow beast was really cute. And this is and if there's one thing I love about the Beast, is his spots. And I still hear the sound effect of his spots being torn off. It's like a it's like a wait, I'm trying to make it. No, I can't make the noise, but if you guys know what sound I'm talking about, every single time it torns off, it's just so, I love it so much. And who agrees with me that Beast looks like a pepperoni pizza? Just me. But anyway, I really like Hamilton. We get introduced to all the characters. Maggie, who's a very high-spirited leader, who's always fun, who's always about adventure. We meet the Beast, who isn't so ferocious, even though his name says so. He's just a big, lovable fellow, which I love him so much. And we have Hamilton, who's always prepared, and who's always prepared with his box, with his box and his little trinkets in there, and he's nothing without his box, and he's very passionate about his box, because not only his box carries a lot of things that they would need on their adventures, but it's also his home. And the song that he sang, re-listening to it on rewatch, I'm not gonna lie, it made me shed a tear. And I like how they transport his box whenever they go on adventures. What they would do is they would put his box on a rope and have the and put the beast tail around it, and as they would go on their adventures, it would just be on it. And sometimes they would travel inside the box, which is really, really cute. And there's some scenes I like in the episode where they're when they're making snow angels, when they're making snow castles, and when Beast makes a snow cone. He takes a holy god bite out of it, and he says, "Finish." Well, I mean, that's one way to make a snow cone. I actually tried that when I was younger, and let's just say my teeth felt like Elsa was my dentist. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. But and can I just say, whenever the gang are laughing together, it's just the sweetest thing ever. When they're just laughing together, having a good time, it's just so nice, you know. And the scene at the end, and also sometimes whenever Beast gets called Ferocious, he's like, "I am the ferocious beast," you know. And then sometimes on some occasions he would roar, and I like how his roar doesn't sound too scary to kids, you know? I like how the show says that, hey, he may be a ferocious beast, but he's but deep down he is a lovable guy who honestly wouldn't hurt a fly. He's just so lovable. And even though his name says ferocious, he actually isn't. Not saying if that's what he wants to be. I mean, he can still be ferocious and still be a kind fellow. That's all I'm trying to say. You know, and I feel like the Beast takes the saying, don't judge a book by its cover, the right way, because you can't just judge somebody by their name. If you got to judge them for who they are, not what they are. And I think the show does that justice really, really well. Really well. And I like the end where instead of when Hamilton uses his box, instead of using Hamilton's box as a sled again, they use the Beast to go sledding. And I like how he says, "You are a ferocious snow beast," which is really, really cute. And I like how they used one of Beast's spots to fix his cardboard box. That rhymed. And he actually said that rhyme in the episode. I'm not even kidding. Because I feel like the Beast spots in the most unexpected times can be used very, 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 very well. They can be used very well. And they're rubbery. And I just know they're rubbery because whenever they touch it, it feels it sounds kind of like if you're feeling one of those rubber dodgeballs. If you guys know what I'm talking about, you might know what I mean, but yeah, the sound effect whenever they touch the spots just kind of gives me that type of vibe, you know? And I like how they they go back to the idea how when Maggie was making her snow castle, her scarf kept on going up in her face, and she used the Beast spots to keep it there. And I guess that means that the Beast spots, that they can stick to anything, like no matter if it's fleece, no matter if it's no matter if it's and it's even water resistant. We'll see that pretty soon in the season. But yeah, overall, I think that this was a great first episode, at least according to Treehouse Direct on their YouTube channel, because they have a whole playlist, and that was the first episode that was there. And if this is the actual first episode, I have to agree, because honestly, it does the show justice. It does the show justice as this being a very, very first episode. And I love it a lot. I really, 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 really love it. It got this first episode we got to get introduced to all the characters that we would get to know and love. Along with that, the scenery of the snow setting is just so beautiful as well. Just this first episode overall was just really, really, really good. And speaking of spots, that's what our next segment in this episode is going to be about. But oh wait, I think my rating for this episode will have to be will have to be a 9. It's very solid. It's a very solid first episode. It's very, very solid. We got to get introduced, like I said, to the things that we get to know and love, things to come in this series. So, and I also forgot to mention in this very first episode, the animation is a little bit different. The colors are a teeny bit on the darker side. I think that problem would get fixed when episode 3 or 4 comes around. I'll let you know. And the gang, like, Beast looks a bit bigger. His smile and eyes look a bit elongated, but I mean, hey, it's the first episode, so of course the animation style is gonna be different when we as we go on. But yeah, I'm gonna have to give this episode a 9. So tune into our next segment in this first episode, where we will be reviewing episode 1, episode 1B, Spot the Spot. See y'all next time. Great googly moogly.